Hello and welcome to, I almost said another music review, but this is different.
Yes.
We finally have an interview to pair with our music review. We have Jim Walker of Push Button Press has joined us today.
Yay.
So hopefully you've checked out our music review of Black Swan, their album that was just released on January 8th on Cold Transmission Music. Welcome, Jim. So glad to see you.
Thank you,
Jim,
guys.
are you wearing your Cold Transmission shirt?
No, actually, I'm still wearing my work shirt.
Guitar Center.
Yeah, I got off work, and here I am. Woo!
Oh, we're so special. I even tried to make this later. I didn't know what time you worked.
Oh, it's okay. I got it.
All right, so this is Jim Walker. Jim, tell us, what do you do?
Well, I'm the lead singer and guitarist in Push Button Press, and we are sort of a post-punk band from Tampa, and just released a record called Black Swan.
That is factual.
That's what I had already said. So he technically didn't answer the question.
So, all right.
You are.
All right, so tell us a
Cheers.
little bit about Push Button Press while you're at it. How long have you been making music? When did you get started? It's been a minute. I don't know how long I've known you, but it's definitely been through all of that.
Yeah, I think Push Button Press started around 2008, and has been in various incarnations between then and now. And there was a short break, sort of between 2012 and 2015, and then we started picking things back up again towards 2017 and 18 when things sort of just blew up. And but yeah, it's been around for a while.
And Black Swan is your second studio release, following up Spectacle 1, which I think was released in 2019?
Right, late 2018.
Late 2018.
Mm-hmm, late 2018.
All right. I like the album art much better for Black Swan.
Actually, I did the artwork.
Well, I like it much better, so yay! And there have been some lineup changes. Specifically, you have added a live drummer and a bassist.
Right.
And I'm very curious because you do sound different between the two albums. And how has this affected your sound and how you write your music with actual human beings behind you?
The songs. Let me see how to. We picked up a new drummer, Sean Watkins, and he's basically the best drummer in Tampa. He's just so incredible. And I'm working with Max Sisk on bass. And it's sort of a difference between these two sort of worlds. You have one world which is more electronic, right? Which was Spectacle 1, where I was under the sort of to create the whole album out of myself. And now, since I've been able to collaborate with a drummer and a bass player, things have gotten to be a little more raw and a little less post and a little more punk, if that makes any sense.
I mean, that makes sense on Cold as the Ground That Lie Above Me. So, sure.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites, actually. Yeah.
So Black Swan has more of like a rock and roll sound than the previous albums. Is this an indicator of where you think your sound is headed? And who inspired you for the sounds that we hear on the album?
I've always wanted to make a record like Black Swan, like a rock, punk, like kick-ass record, right? With sort of in your face. And I never really got to do that in the past with a lineup of a drummer and a bass and a guitars and vocals. I never had a chance to do that. I was always producing electronica in my bedroom. And so when you have that opportunity to have a bass player and a drummer, right, you have to take full advantage of it. And you've got to lay it, and that's what they did for us, and that's what they did for the album. And really, that's sort of it,
Well, who inspired, what specific things inspired your
inspiration?
sound? Yeah.
Well, I can only speak for myself, but I was really ripping Rick Agnew real hard on this record. I don't know if you could tell, especially in songs like Cold as the Ground. That whole Only Theater of Pain sort of Rick Agnew sound, which is like he's probably my favorite guitar player of all time. He's every time I'm writing something, I'm sort of in that headspace. It's just sort of where I live. Sean has been playing drums since he was 5 years old, so where his inspirations are is, who knows? Because he's just so good. With Max, I'm not really sure. where he comes from, but he's sort of like if you took Cliff Burton from Metallica and Peter Hook from Joy Division and you merged them together, right? You have this.
You'll have a Hook Burton.
But that's him.
That was terrible.
But yeah, he's an amazing bass player. I'm really lucky.
Do then they help write and form their own parts, or is it still coming out of you and your...
Well, Sean the drummer hates it, doesn't like to jam, right? He wants a song with a start and some parts and something that happens and then it ends. And so when we bring something to our drummer, he doesn't want to goof off. He wants a structure. So when I'm bringing a song into the band, it normally has some sort of structure and some sort of melodic line. And I sometimes will write a false bass line that Max will later correct and make better. And then I have my lyrical idea already down, and then Sean will just listen to the drum part that I've added, which is always really generic, and sort of add to it. And so then the song sort of develops out of that, all of that. That makes sense. Yeah.
It does make sense. I don't know, do you like working under that sort of, like, you invent something and then other people kind of take it and make it their own and you come back together and form something out of that?
Well, actually, yeah, because, like, it allows me, I don't have to put too much thought into it. You know, I can start playing a progression and go, well, you know what? I mean, maybe this isn't perfect, right? But that's okay. I don't have to think about it anymore because when I give it to Max and Sean, they're going to make it better. The rhythm section will be fine. I just have to concentrate on my vocals and my guitar part, you know? So yeah, I kind of do. Even though there's that little extra burden of having to introduce it that way, it is worth it.
I mean, you mentioned getting to concentrate on your vocals more. Did that contribute to you kind of exploring your vocals more on Black Swan than you did on Spectacle 1?
Wow, actually, I think I explored them more on Spectacle 1 than I did Black Swan. But it was just recorded so much cleaner and so much nicer that I think maybe it just comes across more. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you explored more on Black Swan, but the way that you would perform Spectacle 1 was always very different than the way that it was recorded as well.
Yeah, maybe.
I heard some vocal range on Black Swan that I don't remember hearing before.
Oh, the range, yeah. The range, yeah. I'm singing a little more up. I'm a little more open, a little more from my
You are reaching
voice.
for some diabolical notes in the choruses there. And
yeah, that is true.
I remember I was telling you about it. I was kind of like, Jim, I'm so glad you aren't just doing the no.
No. Yeah, yeah. No. Yeah,
Yeah. But one thing that you can hear on this album as well is that the mastering and the mixing and the production on it are very, very different. And this is a perfect opportunity for you to tell us, I guess you have an award-winning, Grammy-winning specifically?
Yeah, well, Grammy nominated. But yeah, the
reason... Nominated, excuse me.
Two-time Grammy nominated. Two-time. But
sound engineer.
The reason why that the two albums sound so differently is because when I was doing it all myself with Spectacle 1, I'm not as good as the sum of Sean and Max and the producer Jarrett all coming together and making it happen. Jarrett is... he hears things in a mix that I've been doing this forever, and I'm just amazed at the fact of how he's able to hear things that I can't hear, you know, and do things that I can't do. And it's amazing. I love it. I love working with people who are just so vastly on another level than you are. You know, It's great. It's great.
I mean, but do you feel like having a Grammy-nominated sound engineer attached to it kind of takes away from your underground punk cred?
Yeah.
You know, I might, but he was nominated for that Grammy for a black metal band. It's one of them. So, you know,
But does that take away your goth cred?
No,
I don't think it does. You know why? And I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here.
Okay, go for it.
When you're producing music and you're putting it out in front of people, right? You should be trying to make the best possible product that you can at all times, right? And there's just no comparing, and just listen to Spectacle 1 and Black Swan, comparing somebody doing something in their house, you know, on their own, to finding somebody who actually knows what they're doing and doing it in a real studio. The difference is night and day, and the organic feel of the record and the recordings bear that out, you know.
So I have a quick question. I'll insert in here. So you had Spectacle 1.
Mm-hmm.
we were waiting and wondering if there was going to be a Spectacle 2. And there was even a track called Spectacle on this album. What's going on there?
All right. I might let loose something.
You were going to name the album Spectacle. No.
Well, there might be a Spectacle 2.
Okay.
All right. And what Spectacle 2 might be is me revisiting some of those tracks on Spectacle 1, except with a drummer and a bass player, and doing them the correct way. Right. And calling that Spectacle 2, and doing songs like 5C, except with Jarrett and with Sean and with Max, and having it a huge, big production. And but I can't let that take away from the next record. You know, I have to do both of them simultaneously.
Oh, so this is when you have your like part-time punk session?
Yeah.
This be Spectacle 2?
Yeah, we'll I would like to do Dream of Fire. I'd like to do Transfiguration, and I would like to do 5C, of course, and I'd like to perhaps do Hypatia, and maybe Thaw as well. Do all of the 5 of those tunes and record them with the full band, and with a proper production, and call it Spectacle 2. How convenient.
I mean, you already set yourself up for it.
Maybe. How could I have known?
I think I joked with you. It's a level of genius beyond even your realization.
No.
But Maus and I were trying to remember, because you had told us like 13, 14, 15 months ago, and we were a little drunk at the time, what the inspiration was for Cold is the Ground That Lie Above Me. Yeah. I remember it being great, and we could not remember it.
All right, so I listened to this song called Black as the Night, Cold as the Ground. It's this song that was written by a blind blues musician, right? If you go online, you can go on YouTube, you can find it. But it was placed upon a gold disc that was placed on Voyager, which is a satellite that was shot out of the solar system, right? So here is this guy who did this blues song, right? And to think that his song will be on this record flying through space when the human race is gone, right? And our sun has exploded, and the Earth is engulfed in flames, and our solar system is gone. In billions and billions of years from now, that record will still be flying through space, right? So I got this idea of deep time, like thinking of things way in the future. And that's where Cold as the Ground, Lie Above Me came from. Wow. Yeah. It's really cool to think that this guy's song is flying through space. Wow.
You got to get your songs flying through space.
I know, right?
Dang it. Elon Musk. Sign up.
No, just tell people that you're building a rocket to prove that the Earth is flat.
I could. When I was flying back from Mexico, we were looking out of the window of the airplane, and you could see the curvature. You could see the curvature of the Earth.
No, that's the
right. Right. No, it's not. It was as we were pointing out and going, "Oh my God, it's so obvious." All they have to do is take an airplane. They don't have to fire a rocket in the desert. They just have to take a flight. Take a flight, and you can see it.
Oh no, science, Jim, science.
No.
And science kind of comes into play on some of your tracks. Mm-hmm. Like pretty heavily. I would describe you as a Renaissance man.
It does. I try to mask it as best that I can.
Nah, you're a nerd.
Yeah, but it does come through, and not always. And sometimes it's misconstrued, But
in what way?
Well, I've had comments, that people reading certain lyrics and reading them certain ways, and but in the end, I'm just talking about things in the way that I see them, always with a. I'm a pessimist by nature. Damn it.
I know you're very concerned about, say in particular, your family's future, and you write about that.
Yeah. Some of it's kind of weird. Sometimes you're playing these songs and, songs you've written years ago, and there's a line that comes through and you're thinking to yourself, oh, crap, that's happening right now. You're like, is it happening? Why is that? And maybe I shouldn't sing this. Oh, my Lord. But no, well, it's art,
I mean, they're just unhappy accidents.
Yeah, well, yeah.
A quick question about Black Swan. Did the pandemic affect
I wrote that song before the pandemic.
the song itself?
Yeah.
But not the whole album? right?
Not the whole album, but the song Black Swan and the lyrics were sealed before we went to Mexico City, which was in February. I didn't know what was going on when that song came out. That was kind of strange. That was really strange because the song is from this. Can you see it?
Yeah.
This book, Black Swan.
You wrote it.
Yeah, it's a song about the probable impacts of highly improbable events. And it was a New York. It was a New York Times bestseller, and I had been reading this book, and I got this idea about Black Swan, and then where out jumps from nothing this Black Swan event that nobody could have predicted. Yeah, kind of strange.
Wow.
Yeah, that song also, but the initial thought of it was there's this sort of Greek thing about all swans are white. Have you ever heard this? It's a truth statement. One swan is white, therefore all swans are white. And it was sort of like a truth statement, like 1 + 1 = 2. But then eventually they discovered in Australia there were black swans. So then they had flipped it on its head. So it became the idea that a black swan is when you think you know the truth, but then another piece of information is entered and that disrupts the truth. So it's a black swan. So all swans are white except the black swan, which is
in any way associated with the Mandela effect?
No, but if you wiki Black Swan theory, you'll see it. You'll see it. It's I stumbled across that, and then that idea of Black Swan had been stuck in the back of my head, but then I read this book, and yeah, there we go.
I love it.
So why'd you name the album after this track?
Because it was the one that I had the least to do with. Actually, Max wrote most of that song, and I was really drawn to it because I wasn't so attached. And plus, I thought it sounded cool.
Yeah, no, you were doing some things with vocal rhythm on that track at the beginning that I wish you had continued throughout it.
You said that, dang it! And now that I think back on it, dang it! I wish we should have talked more because, dang it, I could have. Yeah, I think you were right. I could have done more with that. I can improve.
Send me your shit before it's mastered, damn
Yes, dang it! Before the songs are done, I have to send you my demos. You can go, Jim, fix that.
Jim, do more of this. I like this, Jim.
I'm into it. Done. You must suffer through my demos.
So are you changing the push button press logo?
No, we have many. We're going to have many logos.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, there's no one logo. It's just logos, That's the one thing about push button press that I've always, what's endeared me to it is the fact that I could do total electronica and be push button press, or I could do total rock band and be push button press, or I could do anything in between and be push button press. The name doesn't really hold me down to anything. I'm able to do whatever I want to do under this moniker, and that's one of the things I like about the moniker is that it's really open.
Oh, is that related to how the name is, like push button press? Like you just pop the cassette out, put in the next one?
Oh, or am I pushing the buttons of the media? Your push button press.
That's what it is?
No, it's not, but it could be.
No, but tell me.
No, actually, the name, you want to know where the name came from?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's the story. I was sitting on a couch with Jet, and I had downloaded a sample pack from this library, and the name of the library was Push Button Bang, right? And so Jet was like, I was going through these kick drums, and I found a kick drum, and it sounded really cool. I'm like, wow, that's really good. And he's like, yeah, that sounds amazing. Where'd you get that from? And I said, oh, it's a sample pack, Push Button Press. And it was a total mistake. And he stopped, and I stopped, and I went, oh, no, wait, hold on. No, it's Push Button Bang. And we both were like, wait, Push Button Press, that's actually a good name for a band. And bam, that was it.
So you mean the band name could have almost been Push Button Bang?
But if I would have thought of that, I probably wouldn't have said it. Maybe. No, because I would have said, oh, no, that's the name of a sample pack, and I would have never continued. I would have stopped it there.
I love it.
Were you drunk?
I'm getting there.
Oh, no, I said, were you drunk at the time?
Oh, was it? No, actually, at that time, maybe I was stoned.
I knew that was going to be the answer.
No, I wasn't drunk, though.
Oh, my God. Miss you so much.
Oh, I miss you too.
Soon we will have live shows again.
Yeah,
Everybody will freaking behave.
And I'm trying to James Bond some vaccinations for my band. doing everything I can to scheme and plot to get those needles in my arm and our arms so that we can safely play shows again.
Well, they want needles and arms, so.
Yeah. I'm
ready.
Hope I don't have to storm a nursing home or something and I'm
or
joking,
jump
of course.
in front of someone and take a shot.
Take their shot for them. Yeah, I don't. Joking, of course.
Of course, yeah, but of course we've all been watching the news, and there's issues where places are being fined because they're not injecting enough people.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if I show up and I'm standing in line and somebody doesn't show up for their shot, can't I get it? Why?
And you're just like, I have no credentials and I'm not 82 years old, but
they didn't show up, and there's a slot here and now it's empty, and do you see the next
you only
person?
have a half hour for that to be viable.
Yeah, can I get it here?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll get it as soon as we can.
As long as you do it ethically, that's all I ask.
Ethically, yes, ethically. Absolutely. Yeah, but we're really looking forward to playing shows later this year. We're going to get vaccinated as quickly as we can, and hopefully things will open up and we'll be able to start playing again.
You could be the first vaccinated band.
Yeah, I want to be like push button press.
World's
vaccinated,
first.
right, vaccinated.
Vaccinated, yes!
And put that on the flyer, vaccinated.
Well, if you have passes, depending on where you play, you can make sure that it has little vaccination stickers.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, that'd be really cool.
You can make sure that your concert goers are all vaccinated before they show up.
Yeah, I have to bring your card.
Oh, Ticketmaster talked about doing something like that, show us your medical history, and it's just fuck you, HIPAA.
It's getting really, really Orwellian. Yeah.
You get a card? You get a card when you're vaccinated?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I don't know if it's not required as any sort of identification or anything, I don't think, but you do get a card, but I guess you could require it as...
Yeah, people are going to start...
Down the rabbit hole.
No, you're right, though. It is getting real Orwellian.
It is, but...
I'm surprised they haven't, invented happy drugs for us instead of...
Soma, from...
Soma, yes.
Give them a little...
From
Brave New World.
Brave New World, right.
By Adolphus Huxley, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great book.
I want my Soma. I want my happy drugs.
Me too. God.
I just want to take a pill instead of eating all the time.
If I had happy pills, I wouldn't have to buy all these guitars.
No, you'll
what are their names?
Okay, so in the back, you have the green. That's Absinthe.
That's beautiful.
Right. Then next to Absinthe is the Black Knight.
Ooh.
And then...
the voice, the disembodied voice. You need to pick them up.
So this is the Black Knight.
Nice.
This is the Black Knight, yeah. Black Knight. And then this is Buddha.
Buddha, the yin yang. Look
It's
at
a 12
that.
12 string electric.
Oh my gosh.
I just got this about a month or so ago.
Oh.
I don't even know how you would play a 12 string.
Yeah, I got
I
it.
remember you telling me about it.
Yeah,
I was just Jim, that's really dumb.
I mean, it'll be really cool doing like background guitar tracks and layers and stuff. Not necessarily the main guitar, but sort of behind all the other guitars. That's what I plan to use it for.
Yeah.
And then and this is Woody.
Woody.
It's your gopher tortoise.
With my gopher tortoise, because I love gopher tortoises, and when I see them on the road dead, I cry.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
You need a keytar.
A keytar?
Yeah.
That'd be really strange.
But it'll be like the two sides of you coming together.
I'd be like a keytar and like a yellow jumpsuit, and then I could be like on the Revenge of the Nerds at the end of it.
And that'll be Spectacle 3. Where this time, you're the spectacle.
This time, we're always the spectacle. Broken Faces. Yeah.
Those
Jim's going to tell us about Broken Faces.
Well, Broken Faces is a song. It was originally, it's about World War I, the Forgotten War. A terrible, horrific war that's people don't really think about too much anymore. But the idea of Broken Faces, my bass player was in France, and he learned about these people who would make prosthetic parts of a face for people who had facial damages during the war. And they would have these porcelain things on the side of their head, and those people were referred to people with broken faces. So when he told me this idea, hey, you should do a song about this. So I dived into the stories of World War I, and I started learning about these people who had come back both to France and to Germany with these weird walks, right? They would these exaggerated movements in their when they would walk, and to walk is also known as your gait, G-A-I-T, your gait. And the first line of the song is hysterical dancing gait. And that's an actual diagnosis of people who would return from the war with PTSD from the war. And the way they walked was really exaggerated. And you really don't, people have sort of forgotten about it. And actually that happened almost exactly, those people would have been returning from the war almost exactly 100 years ago, right now. And also at the time they were going through the Spanish flu, which was their pandemic at the time as well. So all that happened almost exactly 100 years ago, which is kind of strange.
That is amazing. And are the lyrics printed in the CD booklet?
The lyrics are in the CD booklet, and they'll be on Bandcamp soon.
Awesome.
Yay, we pressured you to do the thing.
Yay, we did a thing. I know that you put so much thought and stories into your lyrics, so it really is helpful to have that available for listeners.
Yeah, I'm really proud of my lyrics. All the words are chosen very carefully, and thought about very deeply on many different levels. Yeah, it's probably the part about it that I'm most proud of.
Yeah. And I guess so we're recording this as bonus footage, but I'm just going to put it out there because we're probably going to publish this. So I'm talking to the people listening. If you ever want to read about Jim writing about how to write lyrics, you can pick up a copy of Unobscured Volume 2, which we have PDF versions up on our Bandcamp, and read about it there.
Yeah, I want to do more of this too at some point, if people want it.
I mean, I want it.
Yeah. There's a lot to say about it. There's a lot of ways to write good lyrics, and then of course you could just string together a bunch of cliches and write bad lyrics. Yeah, yeah.
Oh gosh, one day you'll publish your manifesto.
Oh, yeah. What's this one?
It's one piece of paper manifesto.
It was short. I hope you made it less pretentious.
It says music manifesto.
Does it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I'm not making a joke. Jim has a manifesto.
Wow.
I do. I'm such a geek.
Yeah, you are. Do you have anything that you want to plug or say or talk about before we wrap this up?
Yeah. In the middle of March, Push Button Press will be going back to the studio and starting work on our next album.
Woo! That's some news.
Yeah, with Jarrett. He texted me today, as a matter of fact, and I've got a lot of work to do.
Are you gonna wait until last minute to write all your songs again?
No. Well, yeah.
This is why we can't interview people we know, Maus. We ask hard questions.
Push button procrastination.
I'm going to do everything I can, but it's going to be tight. It's going to be real tight. Mm-hmm. But I think I can do it. We've got 3 down solid, and then I need 7 and 4 weeks. That's 2 a week, and then 4 weeks of practice. I think it can be done. It's going to be rough, but I think it can be done.
I'll take your word for it. It sounds like a lot of work. Good luck. Godspeed. Okay. So this was Jim Walker of Push Button Press. Thanks for sticking with us for the interview, Jim. Thanks for agreeing to be interviewed by us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. I love everything you guys do.
Oh, we love you.
I forgot to wear my Obscure Undead shirt.
See, you wore your work shirt. Come on.
Oh, man. I thought about that.
That's all right. We can Photoshop it in.
All right, let's record the whole interview.
I told you it'd be 4 hours. No, I'm joking.
I got a husband waiting for me.
Oh, Lord.
He'll get worried that I'm talking to you, Jim. Oh, no.
Oh, gosh. Man, yeah. I love you guys.
All right. So, again, this is Push Button Press. Jim Walker, go check out Black Swan. You can find it on Bandcamp. The link will be somewhere in the description. Or just go to Bandcamp and type in Push Button Press. That's really easy to remember. Push, space, button, space, press. Mm-hmm. Your phone will autocorrect. It's cool.
Yeah.
Don't press push button, bang. Don't
push button that, yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
this ignorance of consciousness. Despair the